Hey guys, today we are live. I'm going to explain exactly why it's so difficult to be a franchisee. Actually, I have this poll up here. I'm going to actually bring some documents, and I went through the documents, the franchisee documents. There were many of them, and they were quite long. So I have just finished. It was a late night. Remember, this is almost like doc review. Hey, Red Hair Pirates. I do have updates on. I do have updates, and these updates I will present after our doc review of the legal situation that is now happening. Pretty fascinating stuff. I would even so you're running your Lego store. A big collection comes in. You should be pretty excited about it. Right, this is actually part of the Lego collection.
All right, well, it's been a...
So I'm going to play what the Lego collection is and explain how come it's so difficult running a Lego store. Now, this was back in 2020. 2022, I believe, is when they signed the franchise document. And it turns out it costs a lot more money than anyone realized to run a bricks and minifig. So I'm going to, it's cost anywhere between $150,000 and $250,000, right? So let's take a look at the bricks and minifigs.
All right, well, it's been a very busy day, but as promised, here is a longer video of what we have available at our booth. We are going to be at booth 536. So if you get a chance and you want to check out some of these hard to find retired sets, we've got brick heads, we've got polybags, we've got the new marble figs, we've got a...
So yeah, that's running the store. Here is the BAM social media. You can see that they are clearly advertising this as a $200,000 collection over 15 years. And they also advertised it as an investment. So they looked at it as an investment for their family. When they got older, they could always sell them, and Legos are quite liquid. So when Ed Menzel decided it was time to divest, he turned to his son, Brian Menzel. Brian Menzel knows more about his father's comic book and baseball card collection, but didn't feel confident in his knowledge of the Lego secondary market. He saw the sign on the Bricks and Minifig store. While passing by, came in and asked the store owner, Crystal Law, if she could help. I told him even if we couldn't sell the collection, I would help him figure out how much it's worth because I didn't want him to get ripped off. Hindsight is always 2020, but that seems to be a very interesting conversation. Indeed, Law said the entire collection will be sold through Law's store, but first they wanted to put it all on display so the public can see it in its entirety. So at one point in time, they actually weren't even selling the Legos. They were advocacy. They were trying to promote the Legos to promote the store. Here's a picture or a video of the Legos.
I think it's safe to say we have just a few new in box Star Wars sets. Still in the process of getting them organized and priced, getting them up on the... But they're here, and it's a lot. Come on in and see what we have.
Yeah, so they were also using it for advertising purposes. Here is, I think, the Cloud City. Yes. Cloud City right now, I think, is worth $12,000 from 2003.
Good morning, everybody. I am up bright and early because the Salem Kaiser Bricks and Minifigs is going to have a booth this weekend at Rose City Comic Con. And before I load up the car, I wanted to give you a sneak peek of something that we are rolling out special for Rose City this weekend. I can confidently say this is, without a doubt, the most amazing Star Wars Lego collection I have ever gotten my hands on. Kind of a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, but I'm going to give you a very quick sneak peek, so you're going to want to pause the video to catch some set numbers. I will show you a longer video once we are at the booth and all set up and give you a little more information about...
Yeah, Alex may be sleeping now. He made the Denon's video, and I think he finished at like 8 o'clock my time, which is probably like 6 a.m. his time.
Hours and what our booth number is. But here we go. Let's get started. All right, we're going to start. Well, small isn't really the word I would use to describe it, but you get what I mean. So again, this is going to be real quick because they're in boxes, but I wanted to give you just a little peek. Here we go. Here we go. And
I think I'm good. I have a doc. I don't know what announcement we would have to make. Maybe a Discord announcement. But I think we're okay. Thanks, Jules.
This one is why I call this the greatest set I have ever seen. Keep in mind, these are brand new in sealed boxes.
Okay, so that is... They're showing off the Legos. They show off the Legos. They're really proud of this Lego collection, of course.
All right. It's time. We have it up in our private room, ready to introduce you to this amazing collection. It's a little overwhelming to see it.
So it looks like this is the birthday room. Actually, I think it would be kind of... I know, like, maybe the kids would destroy some of this stuff, but I think it would just be a cool display piece to have in the birthday room.
In person, and some of this stuff will go fast. An amazing assortment of sealed, retired Star Wars sets. We're open today from 10 until 6. We'll be back tomorrow, Sunday, from 11 until 6. I can't wait to see all of you here and show off this amazing...
So my question initially is, like, why didn't Crystal sell any of this stuff? It should be, like, really easy to move, right? But perhaps they were using it for marketing purposes. At least initially, none of this stuff was actually for sale. It was for display. Here's another video.
All right, well, it's been a very busy day, but as promised, here is a longer
video. We saw this one already. So Brian Menzel, Crystal questions, close-ups of the minifigs, communications. Here's another Facebook. So they were doing the retired Star Wars collection reveal, which I don't think they were actually trying to sell it at one point. I think they were using it as advertisement for the store. This is Ed Menzel. He's looking at all the Star Wars Legos. This is Crystal and Ed. So this is they put it in the area, and this is the advertisement. We had such a blast showing this collection yesterday. We look forward to seeing more of you all showing the collection. It kind of makes sense. Okay, so a once-in-a-lifetime collection comes to your store. You're probably more interested in promoting the store and saying, hey, we have this amazing collection. Come check it out. And you're not going to sell pieces of the store. Yes, it does. Thank you, Tony Yellow, for $4.99, right? Yes, so this is the Star Wars inventory. This is all the stuff that was given in the... So there was a lot of different sets. They also have the amounts of money. And we currently have at least 2 individuals in Discord working on this thing. So should be fairly interesting to see what numbers they come up with compared to these numbers here. So this is the list. I'm pretty sure that some of it has sold. Some of it didn't sell. So pretty interesting stuff. Okay, but this is the official Brian Menzel evidence list. This is all Brian Menzel's evidence right here. I'm employed with the hobbies of somebody. Yeah, that's like everybody. I believe there's 2 Cloud Cities available. I think there was more than one. But, okay, so we have all this cool stuff. We have this footage here, so if you guys want to see the original footage.
Yeah, that's fine.
So we're both here. So that what she's printing off is previous records from cells. Just so she has a receipt of what's due, that's right.
Yeah, otherwise I won't know. These are ones that he has not been paid his percentage yet. And if I don't have the tickets, I won't know how much I need to pay him.
Okay, so they sold some of his collection and they haven't actually paid it. So part of this was they did sell his collection. They're printing out the receipts to figure out what they actually owe Brian Menzel.
Okay. So Crystal, ultimately, that's a business thing and not necessarily yours. Brandon will take, because taking on the business, he takes on all that kind of side that
My want to go through and figure it out. I gave you the mailbox and the silver. And then the keys for the back storeroom and the safe are in the safe. Yep.
So it was 7128.
And then they talk about the code. So there is like a cutoff, right? So I'm kind of curious to see like if the entire video is here or if there's like a cutoff.
Yeah, that's fine.
So we're both here. So that what she's printing off is previous records from cells.
Oh, this just okay. So this seems to be a clip of this clip, and okay. So it seems like the first clip is actually two clips combined into one clip, right? So yeah, I mean it's interesting, definitely interesting. But today I'm going to make it very clear to you why so I got a hold of this. This is actually super interesting. So how much does it cost? I'm not talking about, the fees and how much does it cost to run one of these businesses. So if you and I wanted today to open a Bricks and Minifigs, it would cost us more than this amount of money. And there's an interesting breakdown as to how this number to get to. So this is back in 2022. And I felt this breakdown was super interesting. So there's developmental fees, right? There's like $15,000 for current transfer fee. If you want $15,000 to transfer the fee, there's the initial price of $35,000 fees, right? Well, I mean, at the end of the day, I didn't get Denon's wrong. Snark believes I got Denon's wrong, but I did not get Denon's wrong. So, there's so many different things I can prove it to you, where I actually predicted the outcome when it actually wasn't favorable for me to do so. In fact, if you go on Snark right now, Denon's herself has reacted to my video about me saying her lawyers were always going to win. So yes, in fact, Snark, and I mean, I'll take a pause here because we did have a Denon's video earlier, even though this is killing my viewership. So I really don't want to cover Denon's right now until everything is resolved because viewership is like, no one cares about Denon's right now, right? So if I go to Snark, and they have made multiple ad hominem attacks to me right now, and again, I probably shouldn't be doing this, but I'll prove it to you, and then once this is done, we're done, right? So even Denon's herself admits I got it right. Okay, this is Denon's, okay? This is Denon's.
This is a crazy post.
Yes, I know you're here for Legos, but we gotta shut these people.
Lawyers. Les is here to set the record straight on Denon's lawsuit. I think this chatter meant Denon. I wanted to show you guys this. This took me out. This took me the fuck out.
Yeah, nobody gives a shit,
Well, I
right?
think in
Well, look what I said.
And the legal analysis. Okay, this is someone criticizing this guy. The legal analysis you do provide is insane stuff. Like Denims is an idiot because she hired very good lawyers who always win. I'm not even exaggerating for effect. That's literally what you said.
You know what I said about Frogan? Like, out of all the people in this circus, Frogan was the smartest one. She hired the cheapest lawyer. She hired the cheapest lawyer. And so she's not losing like a bunch of money here. Frogan's eating McDonald's. She's doing good. She's doing good. You don't need to worry about good friend Frogan. She's doing excellent. Denins is an idiot. Denins hired a very expensive law firm. They're very good. I've always said that I'm going to blow your mind. Any of the free lawyers and Denins law firm, now having researched them, I went over their LinkedIns. I added them on LinkedIn. I think some of them added me back. Like, I looked at their, like, LinkedIn profiles, and these guys are, like, all they do is win litigation cases. They win. She's spending money she cannot afford it. So I don't know. We're going to go back to Legos, but my point was really simple. She hired lawyers she couldn't afford, and then they're going to argue the 150, but the 150 comes from both Caseytron. So I know, because I called the law firm, I know how much money her lawyers are charging her. So she doesn't know this, right? She doesn't know this, right? I know how much her lawyers are charging her because I wanted to hire them for something else in California. So number one, I know how much her lawyers cost. Number two, even before she had her judgment on the pleadings filing, she ran out of money. And that was $40,000 at that point in time. And if she does want to get lawyer fees, it's going to be very obvious how much money she spent. And I will eat a shoe. Right? I'll make Denins a bet right now. We'll make a bet. I don't know what I want from Denins. But maybe Denins will eat a shoe over the cost of the lawsuit. I will eat a shoe if it's less than $150,000. I will. No, it's over $700,000. I can call the law firm today and say, hey, this is my potential case. It's a real case. And then ask them, well, yeah, we'll both eat socks. If Denins is okay with this, and Denins she has the advantage, right? She actually knows how much her lawyers cost. I don't know that. If she gets out not paying $150,000 or more, that's amazing. My point about this, about Denins, is very simple. She hired a very expensive law firm, 3 different lawyers. Even if she, quote, wins, right, she's going to be in debt. Her lawyers will put her in debt. Mr. Bungie, Hassan froze no one money, right? No one money. But again, for all the trolls out there and stuff, even your goddess Denins, replay this, guys. Where I predict her lawyers are going to kick Ethan Klein's lawyer's ass. And that's what happened. Okay? Everyone's like, oh, it's like, guys, the reason I thought Dennis would lose is the same reason that Carl Jobs, Billy Mitchell lost. They both paid their lawyers more money than their lawsuit was worth. And Billy Mitchell versus Carl Jobs, Billy Mitchell paid his lawyers over $1.1 million. Carl Jobs paid his lawyers $1.1 million. The entire battle was for $400,000, right? $400,000, right? So my entire point was it's going to cost Denins far more money than she is imagining right now. She's laughing, but it's really she should be crying. Because I know exactly how much her lawyers cost. In fact, I know, out of the 3 lawyers, I know what the second lawyer cost. So he's not the main lawyer, he's the second lawyer. Because he was potentially going to be the lawyer in my case. Right? We didn't do a conflict of interest. I mean, you guys can call the law firm today and figure out what their billing is. Now, you can't like specifically pick a lawyer, but generally speaking, you know, all lawyers, you know, So like Denon's, oh, let me give you this a point. Noah Sampson has hired a one-person attorney. Seems so-so. Noah Sampson has publicly said that attorney cost him $700 an hour. So we have no reason to disbelieve him. Denon's lawyers, one, they work for a medium-sized law firm compared to like a one-person shingle, right? So you have to expect, right? You have to expect that Denon's law firm is more than $700 an hour. And I can tell you that is true. And I can tell you, depending on which lawyer you want out of the free, it gets upwards of $1,000 to $1,200 an hour. And Denon's was begging for money because he ran out of money even before they did anything. So again, the price of justice, there's a cost. And it is very high when you hire lawyers like this. So this, it's so funny that, you know, H. Free Snark posted this, where this actually literally makes, in my opinion, makes me look a genius. I'm the only LOL YouTuber who predicted this outcome. And I predicted it because after I researched Denon's lawyers, I said, wow, they're really good lawyers. And after I read their lawyers, not Denon's, Denon didn't do shit. Her lawyers did everything, right? I said, wow, they make some interesting arguments that I hadn't thought about. On many cases, I've said any individual lawyer for Denon's is better than Rom. So when you combine all three of them, so it's one of these things like, hey, I have a case. My case is very weak. Let me hire Johnny Cochran. O.J. Simpson style, right? Like, yeah, we're gonna motherfucking win, man. Like, Johnny Cochran's awesome, right? Johnny Cochran's awesome. So, this is the exact proof. It's so funny. They use this to make fun of me. But this is the exact proof. Like, unlike every other LOL YouTuber, I gave Denon's a fighting shot. And I literally said all her lawyers do is win, win, win. But to hire a lawyer that wins, win, 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 right? There's like a lot of trolls because there was a video today we uploaded about Denon, so the trolls are here. Yeah, I have no interest in Denon. Actually, you know what? I just don't want to cover Denon's until the viewership is bad. No one gives a shit about Denon's. Like, I don't know. I don't know, right? I do not know. Yeah, okay, so let's go back. Yeah, so C won, but C's broke, which means to me, you didn't win. Okay, let's go back here. Yeah, I think I'm just going to personally ban everyone who says anything positive about, yeah, because it's just not, you know, it's just not fair to me, because I'm trying to do the reckless Ben thing. Our numbers are declining. Anytime I talk about Denon's, our numbers go way, way down, like to the ground. Yeah, let's move on. Okay, so 6% of gross, which is due on the 10th day of each month for the previous month. They have a 1% marketing revenue. So I want you to imagine that you are, we should move on. The chat, don't ban those people, guys. The chat is correct. The chat is 100% correct. Covering Denon's right now is the dumbest thing I could do, right? No one cares. I don't even care that much anymore. Let's cover something I do care about. I even felt like I should cover the Pokemon drama happening with Jason Page. There's like huge Pokemon drama happening with Jason Page. Moist Critical actually made a video about that. So I thought maybe I'd cover that instead of this today, but this is pretty interesting. So you open a Bricks and Minifig, 6%, 1%, and then 3%. Now you might be like, oh, you have independence on this 3%, and the answer is no. Remember, they have a set amount of vendors. Yeah, Jason Page is so interesting. What's happening with him. But yeah, again, like Denon's, like in terms of like what I want to cover, is like so far down the line that it's like, you know, there's so many more interesting things. Even Jason Page is more interesting. He was the singer of the original Pokemon song, and people are accusing him of scamming little kids. So yeah, that one is wild. That one's Moist Critical just did the same thing. Voice of a generation. Yeah, if you know, you know. Moist Critical has like just been like going on a hot streak. Maybe we'll take a look at the Jason Page scenario after this. You must spend at least 5,000 on grand opening. Yeah, this is like how dumb Denons like people are. I had like a Denons fan try to explain to me that 1% per month, like 1.5% per month, accumulating, like compounding, is still 1.5%. Like they were like literally in the comments telling me that 1.5% compounding over 12 months was still 1.5%. And that is not true, right? So again, so the interest rate is actually a lot worse. You have to pay 1.5% plus 10% of the amount due. And here's the fees. If you've ever gone to a payday loan vendor, you know that they will kill you in fees, right? It's not just the interest. It's not just the interest. It is the fees that kill you when you're. So if you've ever had the displeasure of having to take a payday loan, you know it's the fees, the constant boom, late, boom, late, boom, late, boom, 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 late. Yeah, they even have training fees. So I thought, okay, hey, like if you need additional training, you should provide it for free as a franchisor, because like that would benefit you, because then you could get your 7%, right? But no, it costs another $300. Now, if you found, so you are a Bricks and Minifigs today, your store is getting robbed, there are people, customers fighting other customers, there's blood, literally blood on your rugs, and you say, you know what, I want to get out. I don't want to do this anymore. I want to get out. Well, it costs $15,000 to transfer your Bricks and Minifig, right? That is a lot of money. Do you think anyone would pay this amount of money today? So I'm not talking about, you still have to buy the inventory, you still have to pay the rent. We'll get to rent, employees, and things of this nature, right? But if you wanted to give, so like if I wanted to buy one, we would give $15,000 straight. So this amount of money, plus plus 30. So you spent $35,000 initially, and now you need to spend another $15,000, right? Yeah, no one get no. We're not gonna talk about Denons anymore. Like, just there's a Denons video today. I just thought, okay, I might as well address it. I do not want to post any more Denons videos until like there's actually something legitimate. Okay, so costs and court fees. Okay, so they will pay for your attorneys. So if you need attorneys, they will pay for your attorneys. So remember, all these vendors have to be approved by Bricks and Minifigs corporate, right? So if you want an audit, okay, if you want to get audited, you have to pay the cost of the audit plus 18% interest per year, up to the maximal interest rate allowed by law. So if you know law, you know there's something called usury, right? Usury. Usury is illegal. Oh, thank you, Rose Gold Cinnamon. I just watched a video right before this about how Amon is trying still to get the GoFundMe money. Can you or someone, whose video was it? I don't think Amon can get the GoFundMe money, because then I feel like everyone would do it. Like, if it was so easy to get the GoFundMe money, wouldn't the aggressor always go after the GoFundMe money's, the victim's money, right? Yeah, I'm trying to prove something to you, and this is very important, okay? They literally want to charge the maximal interest rate allowed by law. So in law, there's something called usury. And usury means a interest rate that is so high, it is actually illegal. It's actually illegal So, like, is this not like a interest rate scam? Like, or like what? I don't know if it's a scam because they're saying maximal interest rate allowed by law. But this seems like a situation where they put you in debt from the very get-go, and they just start charging you interest rates and interest rates and interest rates and interest rates. So you pay for the audit fee. Here, here's how much the audit fee is, okay? Payable only if you understate revenues by 2% or more, which is not a lot. That's revenue. So if you understate revenue by 2% or more, they're going to hit you. They're going to bring their own auditor in, and they're going to charge you $2,500 to $5,000 unless your books are not well kept. So we expect the cost to be between. So at any time, they can do an audit on you, guys. Isn't that crazy? At any time, they can audit you. Where's my live chat? So anytime they can audit you, and if you don't want to pay, they're going to charge 18% interest a year, or the maximal allowed so they don't go to jail. And somehow, they know that you understated revenue by 2% or more. So my question is, why, D plus student, that's crazy. Why didn't they audit themselves when they took over the franchise, right? Because they have auditors. So it's not like they have to find someone new. They literally have a vendor who audits, and they actually know like what price the vendor charges. So you just took over a store. Why don't you as corporate pay for the guy who's auditing people anyway? The audit. It sounds like weird, right? So they do have auditors, and if you've done a boo-boo, they will audit you, and this is how much it will cost every time they audit you. And of course, they want their 2% back, right? Or 7% off 2%. And they would charge you interest on the audit. So not only did you not want the audit, right? Because no one wants audits. They're going to charge you this amount. But if your books are not kept well, this number could obviously go up. This is the estimated amount. So my question is, why didn't they audit themselves? Right? Why didn't they audit the store? Why didn't they send these people that they clearly have hired on retainer or something to audit Crystal's store before taking it over? That would have solved a lot of the problems. They also have association fees, which I found really funny. So they have all these other stupid fees. Like, it's crazy to me. Like, I don't know how anyone is going to make money from this. Like, I thought the 35,000 and 10% was bad, but then once you look, so that doesn't include any of it. Wait till you see like the actual cost of running of opening one of these stores, right? Like, this is gonna blow your mind, guys. So in addition to all these things, you have fees to pay. Then if you want to buy, other products, you have to pay per product or vendor. I assume this is like if you wanted to like make your own like minifigs or something like that. And then every so often, it doesn't probably say somewhere here. So you pay 35,000 to get your franchise. If you want to transfer it, you have to pay 15,000 to transfer it to somebody. God knows who would want it. And then you pay 5,000 every renewal. Now, how long is a renewal? Is it a year? Is it 5 years? Is it 10 years, right? Hey, Billy selling. Yeah, Bill, nice to see you again. I own Refresh Toys in Bowling Green, Ohio. We only sell Lego. We have over 550 sealed sets, most retired on shelf, and pay 70 to 80% brick economy price when we buy. Not being a franchise is great. Yeah, absolutely. So the reason these guys are lowballing, so I always said, 70 to 80% seems like reasonable, right? That's what I'm paying 80% on Pokemon cards. Now, Pokemon cards, you don't need as much storage and so on. So Brick Economy is like their version of like TCG Player. It's how they know like the price. So I know Brick Economy now. But yeah, so if you had to make a pick between Billy stealing and Refresh Toys, and he doesn't have to deal with any of this stuff. All this stuff I've shown you, he doesn't have to deal with. You know, all like I mean, look at it. They even have like a little. It's multiple pages of like charges. So like, if you're going to start a Lego reselling store or a Lego store, please, please, please do not start Bricks and Minifigs, because this is I mean, we're not even halfway done, guys. We're not even halfway done. Like all the knickknacks and fees and renewal fees, $5,000. So if you're like Billy, yeah, you don't have to worry about any of this, right? You didn't sign contracts with it. You don't have to worry about this. Okay, now listen to this. Listen to this. So every year you have to pay $0 to $2,000 a year, or up to $6,000 every third year for new furniture or renovations or something like this. So basically every year you have to pay $2,000 to renovate your Bricks and Minifigs. So this is a lot of money. And let's say that your Bricks and Minifigs is doing really poorly, so the last thing you're thinking about is renovation, and what you really need is inventory. Too bad, sucker, because you're gonna have to renovate your Bricks and Minifigs. So look at all the money that is like, look at all these like things, and we're not even done. And you also have to go to a conference. Yes, you have to pay for your own conference call. So conference fee, travel, transportation, lodging. So you have to go to Bricks and Minifigs corporate, I think like once a quarter or like once a year. It's unclear. I mean, I guess like if you're running a good store, they leave you alone. If you're running a bad store, they probably have to like, you know, hey, come to our conference. You have to pay a registration fee of up to $500. So the $500 isn't this. This is separate. Conference fee, travel, transportation. The $500 is just a registration fee that goes to like corporate. So like the due date as incurred, so they can have as many conferences as they want and charge $500 per person. Okay, that's fair. And then they have something called continuing education. So in addition to going to his conference, continuing education is per day, subject to current per diem fee plus our expenses. So if you're not doing a good job, right? And then you might be like, wow, $300 per person sounds really expensive. Yes, because it's a fucking Zoom call. So everyone goes on the phone for like a conference call, and to get on the conference call, hey Rose Gold, it's on Sheldon Norcross channel. Oh, Sheldon, yes, I know Sheldon. Okay. I will make a note. We have a shit ton to cover today. I'm going to yes, we'll make a note. Thank you for that, and we'll cover it. Oh, shout out to Sheldon. Oh, Alman is trying. Yeah. Shout out to Sheldon. I think they doxed his social security card, and now Sheldon's gonna get like. Sheldon will get a lifetime of phone calls from like India now. I know, because my phone number is like out there too. So people say, "Oh, are you really worried about like snarkers calling you?" No, I'm worried about like scammers from India. You know, they just constantly call. It's like a barrage of phone calls. What did Mr. Bungie say? Laugh out loud. Okay. Yeah, but anyway, so we gotta pay $300 for our per person per day to go on like a phone call. So it's not even a Zoom. Like I hope they upgraded to Zoom, right? And then like now they're gonna tell us, hey, okay. So we gotta go to these conferences, we gotta get on these phone calls, all of this costs money, okay? We gotta pay all of this to renovate and all this good stuff. Okay. Now this is the crazy part. This is like the part that like will blow your mind, okay? Okay. This is in 2022. This is in 2020. Because, like, for me, like, I don't get this part. Like, shouldn't this be free? Like, shouldn't we be, like, educating or... Like, this should be free. We're already getting 7%, guys. Straight off. We're already getting 7% straight off, right? So, like, wouldn't, like, this, like, shouldn't we be doing this for free to help our franchisees make more money, right? Yeah, once your phone number or you're doxxed, then the people from India. Like, Snark thinks it's, like, funny to call me sometimes, but in reality, it's, like, whatever, right? The amount of Snark calls are, like, maybe, like, what, one in, like, a week? The amount of India calls, probably, like, I could show you on my phone right now. I'm probably getting one right now. Josh did all this to steal 20K just to pay. Yes, like, and then now Josh is a franchise. Look at the cost of this shit. Holy moly! Let's take these out, right? So so we need to buy all of this. So because we're a franchisee, we have no option but to buy it from BAM. Let me repeat this again. Because we're a franchisee and BAM is our franchisor, we have to use their vendors. We cannot use our own vendor. So for computer, software, point of sale system, and even office supplies. Oh, welcome, Jim Onebane. This money goes to their vendors. So let me tell you what the secret of let me tell you what the secret is, okay? It isn't the franchising and the 7% and the 3% advertising and the . It's the fact that they have to use Mormon vendors. All these vendors I've looked up are Mormon. They have to use their friends' vendors. All of these vendors allegedly may be kicking back to either the Mormon church or Bricks and Mortar. All the vendors are their buddies. And if you want to use a vendor that is not their buddies, they're not going to do it. So the real cost of being a franchisee isn't all this blah, 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 blah. The real cost is those vendors. Those vendors are going to charge a shit ton more money because you have no choice. That's it. So when I was looking at this document, I was like, okay, so we can only use So this document is 171 pages, and it's only half. There's like a list of approved vendors, and when I started Googling them, they were all Mormons. Or they all graduated BYU. This is news. Like, I always try to do something breaking news. Sometimes we get distracted, and it takes a long time to get there. I get it. But this is news no one else is saying. That the true cost of being a franchisee may not be this number. These numbers are bad, okay? Like Billy said, he doesn't have to pay all these numbers because he's not one of these. These numbers are bad. The audit number, the transfer number, these are pretty sick numbers for a small business, okay? But what if the real money is in A, interest rate, and B, look at the charge of this. Maybe we can have Billy comment like how much he pays for this? But when I opened my store, again, it was in 2014, we paid less than $500 for our point of sale system. It was basically a TCG player. At the time before eBay bought it, yeah, again, it's different, okay? But they even have to buy office supplies. Why can't they go to like Staples or Home Depot, right? No. You can only buy from an official vendor. A Mormon vendor, right? Now look at this cost. So all the furniture, all the fixtures, it's not like I can go on Amazon or I go to IKEA. So Billy, who owns an independent reseller, can just buy all the shit at Amazon, IKEA for half the cost, if not less, right? Look at how much money they want you to spend on furnishing. Now, why is this? Could it be that the official vendor that is going to furnish your bricks and mortar minifig? So this number is higher than this number. You could spend more money with the furniture vendor than the franchise fee. Because the vendor is an approved vendor. There's not many of them. There's like 1 or 2 furniture vendors, right? The real estate. And we'll take a look. Look, we'll take a look at note 1. Okay. Oh, I don't want. So note 1 is just like a list of vendors. So like, so if you click on these things, so it doesn't go anywhere because the links are dead. But whatever, right? But if you click on this, it'll give you the list of like vendor, and it's like 1 dude. And if you click on this, it'll give you a list of vendors. It's like 2 dudes, but they're like brothers. I think they're brothers, right? You click on the real estate, they give you a list of landlords, right? You click on lease. Look at this. Lease improvements, right? Lease improvements. Okay. I wonder who that. Oh. So look at all this cost here. Look. So this is a big cost. This is a big cost. We have a vendor for you. This is a big cost. We have a vendor for you. This is a big cost. Landlord, right? That might be different. This is a big cost. We'll talk to the landlord. Look. Oh, utility. Oh. Well, you can pick your utility. You have the power to pick your utility, right? That's it. So you have the decision making power of $100 to free. Yeah, this is all due. This is all due before you start day 1. Oh. And here, inventory, which is a big one. You can see note free. Oh, where is? I mean, this should be going to like a list, like an exhibit or something, right? So the only power you really have, right, where like you don't have to like see like an exhibit, is like utility deposit. And you can spend $100 to $300. Everything else is controlled. Even your uniform, which is $300 to $600, is official from the Bricks and Mini official approved vendor. The signage is from a officially approved vendor. Yes, estimate cost for delivery and installation of exterior and interior signage. We specify and provide you with the guidelines in the operation manual. So here is the grand opening. More operation manuals. So before you do anything, you actually have to, for the grand opening, you have to submit them a plan. You have to tell them exactly who you're going to spend the money on, what you're going to do with the money. So not only are you kind of locked into a certain amount of vendors that have been pre-approved, you also have to submit your business plan of how you're going to spend the money before, right? Staffing, and then they actually have how much you need to pay staffing. Now, here's the interesting part, guys. Yeah, Mormon tailors makes it even probably. Like, once I get a hold of like all the thing, we can actually go vendor by vendor and see if they're actually Mormon, right? That will take a long time for us. Probably a nighttime stream where I have a little bit more energy and we can do this. But anyway, staffing. Now you might be like, how is the staffing cost this low? Well, you're not supposed to pay yourself, right? Like look at this number here. How can the staffing cost be so low? Well, how much is this a year? What is this a year? Like, is this like 40,000, 42,000 a year? And the answer is the staffing cost is so low because they expect you to work for free. You, the owner, are supposed to work for free, and this is 1 employee that you get. So in every Bricks and Minifigs, we've seen 1 manager and 1 employee. This is the employee. Yes, it's Jim. Okay, Jim 1 being correct. And if you disagree with this, they send you to mediation, no lawsuit. So thank you for the $10. Jim is right. So we have the question of like, can these people all get together and do a class action lawsuit? Oh, hey Billy. Okay, Billy says our monthly overhead just to exist is $1,000 monthly rent. That's really good. 2.9% credit card fees to Shopify, and about $1,000 on the random bill. So yeah, that's kind of mine. Yeah, I did a cheaper rent. So the rent itself is probably the biggest cost, right? So Billy, who owns a reseller store in Ohio, says it's about $2,000 in credit card fees. Yeah, I pay credit card fees too. 2.9 is not bad. I have a Chase Merchant. So we pay more. I think we pay like 3.1 or something like that, Chase Merchant. But 2.9 is not bad. I think we were paying 2.9, but then Chase, like, our local BAM rents are 5 times higher than we pay because I wasn't forced to pick the right spot. Yes, correct. By some suit consultant. Year-to-date revenue is about 2.6. Oh, that's really good, Billy. Thanks for the donations. So Billy's saying, so this is around June. Billy's making, let's say, north of $500,000, or hopefully he will make north of $500,000. There is a Christmas and holiday rush, of course. Yeah, Billy, you don't need to pay the answer. Like, you're adding like really good information because you're currently literally a competitor of theirs. So anyone knows. So Billy's saying that his rent is much cheaper. It's $1,000 and is much cheaper because he doesn't have to go through like the official consultant, which makes sense, right? Yeah, Billy, you don't need. We'll look at Billy's website. Yeah, give me a second. Let me we'll give Billy a shout out. He's been adding a lot of content. So like you have to look at we'll look at Sheldon later. You have to look at like how much like a non-franchisee cost. Oh, he's got great reviews. Hopefully I can show the phone number. So he's located in Pole Road in Bowling Green, Ohio. He's proud. Yeah, you gotta be proud. He's independently owned, unlike any other. Yes. So we are not affiliated or endorsed by a Lego group. Lego is a trademark of Lego. Yeah, it looks like he's buying right now. Yeah, it looks like he's buying, and he's buying at 70 to 80%. So like, why do consignment at 60? No, again, they probably should have gone to Billy. It would have been worth the drive. Like, why do consignment at 60% have to wait years? And that's best case scenario when Billy just give you at least 70% straight up. That doesn't make sense, right? Yeah, it doesn't make sense. So if Billy's offering 70 to 80 and you have like a big Lego set enough to drive to Ohio, why do consignment with bricks and mortar minifigs at 60? No, does Billy do consignment? Yeah. No, at 70, 80, I think he's buying it. 70, 80 seems like, why would you do consignment? Yeah, no consignment, Billy. Like, he's already paying you 70 to 80. He's already paying you more than consignment. He's literally already paying you more than consignment, so you don't, what would consignment be less? I don't know. Consignment kind of, to me, is a headache, but you can see, like, in every bricks and minifig, you have one, like, manager and one employee. I think if the collection is right, at 70%, yeah, you can flip it. Like what you have to understand is, like, and this is something I don't get. Okay, we took a loan to take, like, even if you took a loan, not from these guys, but you took a loan from your bank or you took a business loan, something like that. Worst case scenario, we just throw on eBay. Like, this is what no one's talking about. Dude, we just throw on eBay. If the cloud figure is selling for $1,200 on eBay. Oh, Mr. Head Mushroom. Oh, thank you for the $5. No comment. Look, guys, let's put on our thinking caps here. Okay, we bought a collection. We paid 70% for it. It seems like a very big collection. Bills are due. We took a loan to buy the collection. Let's put it on eBay, right? Oh, that's really cool. Okay, so Billy says, I don't have enough money to buy a $200,000 collection. But, with the consignment, it's actually a $120,000 collection. It's $200 retail, but it's $120,000. Not yet, at least, so I would just pass. Yeah, that's correct, yes. Pass if you cannot handle it. We started the whole business with $5,000 and opened 2.5 years ago. That's great, yeah. Billy's analysis is, like, really good. Because it's today, right? Today, right? Yeah, but, like, I feel like we just throw it online, man. Like, throw it on eBay. It'll sell, auction 7 days. It'll be gone in 7 days. Like, if the cloud thing is selling for, like, $12,000 online, well, I mean, figure it out, right? Like, that would be my suggestion, right? Like, if the stuff is really, really good, vintage, retired, extremely liquid, right? Yeah, Mr. Bungie, my local game store does it like that. For example, Warhammer box doesn't sell in 6 months since release. They go on yeah. That's what I did. We had to sell in TCG Player. Because, like, sometimes, like, sometimes you buy something and you think it's really cool, but no one in your location wants to buy it. But then there is it actually does have value. It's just that no one in the location wants it, so then you just sell it on eBay, right? So, like, I guess that's what, like, we haven't really discussed. There's conventions. Crystal went to at least one convention. You would think that this stuff displays well. It would sell at a convention really well. Why not just throw the stuff on eBay? Right? Okay, so they expect you to work for free, but if you don't want to work for free, you have to hire a bunch of employees. Perfect example. Warpy Bricks just got a sealed collection from a guy that drove from Delaware to Wisconsin. He paid $57,000 for 271 sets, included 2 sealed city sets. People don't know. Oh, wow. Okay, so I've seen the Warpy Bricks. So just from those 2 sets alone, it would be 24,000 eBay. So yeah, I know Warpy Bricks. He's a big YouTuber in the Lego space. Yeah, that's my point. Like, you always have online, right? You can't sell it in your store. Just put it on auction online. It will sell. Maybe you lose money, but there's also, like, maybe you make money. You don't know. Oh, thank you, Mr. Head Doom, for the 1 gifted membership. Okay. So then we have insurance. We have to use approved vendors, of course. Then we have travel, lodging, and meals for the initial training program. So we have to pay $800 to $4,500 to get trained. And then we have a bunch of vendors. So we can't just stay in any hotel or eat any meal. We have to use these vendors on this item list. Business licenses, yada yada. Additional funds that we need. So this, and this is the total cost. So I bet you, Billy, Billy, if you can comment how much money it costs for you to get set up, it would be very interesting to compare it to this, right? Yeah, thank you again, Mr. Head Doom, for the 1 gifted. Yeah, the rent, Billy mentioned that the rent, and rent is a huge expense that you can't escape because it's like multiple years. Because Bricks and Minifigs cares about its reputation it may not pick the best place to rent. Isn't BAM in their ads claiming 40 to 60% retail? Is that what BAM... No, BAM stores are not paying that. So I think I've shown you enough of this. Let's go to the videos. Because my throat is a little tired. BAM stores is not paying. This is Ristic Siphon. We'll go to... There's actually something I really want to show you. We can go long today. I want to show you this video here.
Just get the 28 for it. Should be good. Hello.
Okay, never be this guy in the car. The guy in the car is Reckless Ben videographer. Oh, thanks for the other one, the other gifted. I'm trying to cover as much as we can because there's a lot to cover, and I feel like I'm a little bit behind. But yes, this is a very important lesson I'm going to teach you right now. Do not hand your phone over to the police. The police, when they pull you over, they're not your friends, okay? You need to remain silent, not talk. This guy literally, and again, I think Reckless Ben is a nice guy, and he's not going to call this out, but this guy literally tanks Reckless Ben, right? He literally tanks Reckless Ben, and we're going to just... This is what not to do, guys. This is Reckless Ben's... Oh, yeah, Billy, thank you. 99 for the LLC formation. $50 for a Fiverr artist for the logo, and the big expense was working for free. Yeah, that's always the biggest expense. And he had a full-time job and ran his business. So you look at Billy selling with a really, really good business model, right? No franchise, no, he can pick whatever he wants to do. He's not paying monthly this fee, and he's doing well. $500,000 is really, really good in revenue after 2.5 years. So congratulations, Billy. That's good to hear. And I'd rather support an independent restaurant than a chain. And I suggest you guys too for resale. I was an independent reseller, so I appreciate it more than supporting your independent stores. They truly are mom and pop stores. But anyway, I saw this and I was drinking my coffee because it was late at night, and I'm working on our team is working around the clock on this shit in Discord. And I almost spit out my coffee when I saw this guy. And then when I realized who he was Reckless Ben's videographer. I was like, oh god, no.
That individual just called because he's had a few weird incidents.
Oh, actually?
Sorry?
Oh, actually, I'm just waiting here for one of my friends.
Where's your friend at?
I think she lives in this house, so I'm going on a date today, so I'm just...
Oh, gotcha. It's kind of a weird spot to park at, right?
I'm going on a date today. So he lies to the police, says he's going on a date. And the police like, no, you're not, right? He takes a look at the guy, how he's dressed, where he's parked at. And he says, oh, no, Alex, this is what not to do. So don't, if you are going to talk, do not start it with a lie, guys. Do not start it with a lie. That's so obvious, right? So he starts it lying. The police officer immediately knows, that doesn't sound right.
The driveway.
Oh, I'm in front of the driveway? I thought this was I thought it was in the middle of the driveway. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. Do you happen to have an ID on you?
Yes.
Okay.
Let me see.
I'll be over to talk with you in a second.
Asking his friend's name. He doesn't have a friend that lives here, I guarantee.
So,
that is, I think that is Josh Johnson. That is Joshua Johnson. He's like, I guarantee you he's not on a date.
So I have a picture of my ID
no,
somewhere.
you're fine.
Sorry, but I don't...
Oh, jeez.
Here's the thing.
Oh, no. Oh, wow. Thank you for 5 gifted, Mr. Headroom. That's very beneficial to our channel, as it does absolutely help with the algorithm. Thank you so much for the gifted. Yeah, that's Josh Johnson. He's not on a date. He's a YouTuber. Josh, he's a YouTuber. He's not on a date. But this guy literally hands... thank you again, Mr. Head Parrot. They literally hands his phone unlocked to the police. That is a no-no. No, right? No.
Yeah.
If I don't have a way of proving if you're lying to me right now, okay? But if you are recording, if you are here harassing this individual, that could be a problem, right? So
I respectfully have no idea about
so you don't have any idea of the situation that he's going through, any do you know of anything with a Reckless Ben?
No, my name is Ben, but I'm not.
Another Ben. Do you know, so he's already lied twice, which is obvious to the police. Josh Johnson is not the smartest guy, but I think he kind of know what's going on, right? So he's lied about being on a date, and now he's lying about not knowing Reckless Ben, even though he is Reckless Ben's videographer, by the way. This is the guy filming everything, right? Can you request to have your phone back? Yes, you can, yes. Yes, you can. But you shouldn't give it. You can hold it like this. You can hold it like this. Yeah, thank you so much, Mr. Headroom. You are very welcome here.
Okay.
I'm not. I don't know.
No, you're fine.
He's trying to lie, and it's clear, the police department isn't the brightest individuals, but they're smarter than this guy, right? And Joshua Johnson isn't the smartest individual, but he's smarter than this guy.
Yeah.
So that's just what I'm advising because that's what he's telling me.
No, 100%. I totally. I mean, I'm down to stay out if you have any other questions.
No, you're fine.
Lying? No, lying is not. He's not doing anything criminal, but the pressure. You're gonna Tampa. You guys have if you haven't watched this video yet. If you haven't watched this video yet, it's obvious what the police is doing. The police catches him in a lie, calls him out, puts pressure. The police catches him in a lie, calls him out, put pressure, and then the police ask him for something. Right? That hurts Reckless Ben a lot.
Sorry for the inconvenience and everything.
No, you're fine. Would you mind, they said that you were recording your house. Would you mind pulling up your pictures and then going to the bottom?
Yeah, going to the bottom.
Yeah, and just showing me your most recent.
Yeah. So, let's see. I do have a picture of the house, but not specifically, like, for that.
I do have a picture of the house.
Just a cool house. I explore abandoned places and stuff, so I take a lot of cool aesthetic shots.
I explore abandoned places. Like, here, so, like, yeah, just shut up. Don't say anything. Because, like, the police, they're using a tactic here, guys. They're using a tactic here where they catch you in a lie, you feel guilty. Because you're taught as a young person to always, like, you're taught, you know, my, even from, preschool, like, my toddler is, like, 2, and she wears, like, a police vest. So you're taught from a very young age, the police is your friend. If you're in trouble, tell the truth to the police. Now, the police is making him feel guilty about all this lying, which is obviously, like, he understands he got caught lying, and then, therefore, he wants to give the police something helpful at the end. This is a very comic, psychologic, this is good cop, bad cop, right? This is good cop. So then the police will ask him for something, and he's more likely to turn it over because he feels guilty about lying.
That seems off. Let me see.
Okay, so you're lying to me.
About what?
So you're lying to me about what?
Why are you recording him?
Why are you recording Joshua Johnson?
Sorry.
Okay, so tell me what it's about.
So with the YouTuber Reckless Ben, he invited like.
So again, he previously said he didn't know Reckless Ben. He said he didn't have photos of the home or was, recording Joshua Johnson. And now he's caught red-handed because he handed over the evidence. The smart thing would be not to hand over to police and say, am I being charged for a crime, officer? Officer will say no, and you drive away. That's the 90%. Now, if the officer wants to be a douchebag and put you in jail, then you just ask for a lawyer. Right? It is not, so again, this is not the strategy. It's not illegal. Nothing that he does is illegal. But the police want to get Reckless Ben. Okay? Their objective is not this kid. They don't really care about this kid that much. He's the bait. They're trying to get Reckless Ben, right? They're trying to get Reckless Ben.
People kind of out. Ben has some contracts signed with him, I guess. And Ben said he's...
Due to intimidation tactics harm the police case. Mr. Head, probably not, because they constantly use it. So just like it's nothing he's doing is illegal, nothing the police are doing is illegal either. Now, if the police have leading questions, so you could probably make a bigger argument about Ben's when Ben was with the detective, and the detective was like giving Ben questions, and he was like, Ben, did you do the GoFundMe? Oh, it was a great GoFundMe. Oh, yeah, I did. And he was just nodding and like this. But, no. So, again, this guy didn't do anything illegal. And I don't think the police did anything illegal. But thank you for the question. This is just the police being the police. Yeah. I think anytime the police pulls you over, they're going to bait you like this. So, I've seen this many, many times. Yes, we have the video here. Stealing from the elderly, yes. We have the video here, and we are going to play. Probably we'll save this for tomorrow. Ristic Siphon did work really, really hard on this. I had a dentist appointment, but I got canceled, so we can go a little later. Oh, let's keep on.
I was like, he's gonna get a warrant out for his arrest or whatever. So I'm just getting paid to film stuff. I'm literally just a filmer.
Okay.
I'm just getting paid to film stuff. I'm just a filmer.
So
I'm
you're
not part of like any of the scheme. I know from what I know, Reckless Ben.
So again, I'm not part of any of the scheme. So he's ratting. Right now, he is stitching so hard on Reckless Ben right now. It's incredible.
Utah last night. He flew in.
Okay.
I have those texts to prove to you if you want.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah, let me show you them actually.
I have the text to prove to you that Reckless Ben hired me to be a videographer to stalk Josh. So they're going to use the term stalk because that's what they got Reckless Ben. So if you wonder, like, where did the stalking charges come up? Where's the evidence? It's this dude. He literally says Reckless Ben paid him to go to Joshua's house to stalk him. Look, they don't want this to... Yeah, it gets worse. Okay, this is going to get worse. It's worse. Okay, watch this.
This is the start of me and Reckless's Ben's like text. If you want to just read.
Yeah. Now he's going to disclose private text messages between Reckless Ben and himself about, recording Joshua. Joshua Johnson was literally at the stop sign. YouTubers! And he wasn't wrong, okay? He wasn't wrong.
How you doing today, sir?
Good, how you doing?
Good. I'm Ben, by the way. Nice
What's that?
I'm Ben.
Ben?
Yeah, not the like.
You're not
original
Reckless Ben?
No, I'm just.
I'm Ben, by the way. And the woman's like, "You're not Reckless Ben?" No, not Reckless Ben. Oh, please, I'm not Reckless Ben. Oh, no. God, I'm not that guy. I'm not part of his scheme. I'm not part of the stalking. Dude, listen to his reaction. Hey, I'm Ben, by the way, guys. Are you Reckless Ben? Whoa! I am not Reckless Ben. Is there a precedent sent by Rodriguez against the officer's decision to pull over the alleged perps? Oh, that was interesting. Mr. Headroom, there's so much stuff going on. I'll be honest when I don't know. I'm not a criminal lawyer. I'm a copyright attorney. So it takes me some time to look up this. If I will look it up, I'll have an answer for that. There's so much stuff that is so this was uploaded not a day ago. So I didn't see this video until 2 at night. And I was drinking my coffee, working on my video today, and then I spit out my coffee when I saw this because I didn't believe it. So the thing is yeah, Mr. Heady, I don't want to give you incorrect information because I think that's very harmful. I'd rather research it, look at it, and then come back to you with a correct answer. But I'm not a criminal lawyer, so a lot of these questions I have to research. Yeah, thank you, Mr. Headroom. I have to Mr. Headroom. I have to research and understand, and the same when I look at any lawsuit is I gotta understand it. But yeah, this guy is from my understanding, the Headroom, a lot of the Rodriguez implications don't come along until the stop sign stop with Tyler. But I think that's correct. So our Discord channel, if you want to join our Discord, which is pinned, Mr. Headroom, I think you would really enjoy it if you're interested in Reckless Ben. They're just constantly updating, and they're supposed to be we get new information. Oh, Max, yeah. If you want to join our Discord channel, we have a sub channel for Reckless Ben, and it's it's very interesting. It's very interesting there. I'll put it that way. A lot of what happens there, until I can confirm it, until the team Goosey or Alex gives me the thumb up, or Ristic Siphon, there's way more in our Discord channel than I can actually cover. And also it's you gotta double check this stuff because if it comes out that it's wrong, there are implications for why it's wrong. So we make sure our team does a good job.
That actually lives in Utah. Yeah, so I'm not the Ben.
Oh, this is his date. Look,
I know from what I know, Reckless Ben came into Utah last night.
This is his
shots,
date.
So if that seems off.
Hold on, this is his date.
Let me see.
He is on a date.
Okay, so tell me what it's about.
So yeah. So with the YouTuber Reckless Ben, he invited like all these people kind of out. Ben has some contract signed with him, I guess. And Ben said he's gonna get a warrant out for his arrest or whatever. So I'm just getting paid to film stuff. I'm literally just a filmer.
Okay, so you're just
I'm not part of like any of the scheme.
He called it a scheme.
I know from what I know, Reckless Ben came into Utah last night. He flew in.
Okay.
I have those texts to prove to you if you want.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah, let me show you.
Look, so then this attractive female cop walks over. This must be his date. Look. So he already was folding like a chair, right? He's waiting in the middle of two driveways, showing his phone off to his police. And then a attractive cop comes over, right? And she's like, "Oh, are you Reckless Ben?" He's like, "Oh, no. I wouldn't have nothing to do with that scoundrel. I'm Ben. Nice to meet you." Right? He's on a date. And look at, yeah, this guy is so cringe, guy. Like laughable bear. I can't watch this guy. So much cringe for Ben. Yeah. Watch this. They send a attractive young female police over. And watch like what he says. It's like I spit out my coffee multiple times. I'm just like, oh god. So what happened was probably the Mormon police, once he said I'm on a date, was like, this guy's not on a date. Let me like call like a female police officer over, because I think this guy will fold even harder if we have her over. And then this guy folds like a chair, right? No. He was already folding, but once the female police talks to him. Like, he's like love struck. He's like, whoa. Okay, we'll play it.
Yeah, this is the start of me and Reckless's Ben's like text if you want to just read.
Yeah.
So he sees her coming over. Yeah, honeypot engaged. Yeah. It's like the movie about South Korea, right? They have these honeypot traps, right? Okay. Look at this.
Sir. Good, how you doing? Good.
I turn on the phone. Look, she's smiling. She's like, we got him. Oh, thank you, Mr. Head Doom. Wow, Mr. Head Doom is single-handedly sponsoring the channel right now. Okay, watch this. Watch this, guys.
I'm Ben, by the way.
What's that?
I'm Ben.
He's like, what? Look, he looks at the female police. I'm Ben, by the way. Like again, he's trying to introduce himself to the female police. And the guy's like, what? What?
Ben? Yeah, not the like.
You're not
original
Reckless Ben?
No, I'm.
And then the female player, you're not Reckless Ben? And look at him fold. He folds so hard. He folds so hard. Oh, guys, wait till the next part, guys. Wait till the next part. Oh, guys, it's so bad.
Just another Ben that actually lives in Utah. Yeah, so I'm not the Ben. But
Are you okay if I photograph these?
yeah, go for it. Would you guys?
Are you okay if I photograph this? Yeah, go for it. So the whole premise of him being on a date goes away. There's no more talk about him being on a date or any of this stuff. It all goes away. Remember, his cover story was he was on a date. Once he sees a female police officer, he's like, I'm Ben. I live in Utah. I'm not Reckless Ben. God, I hate that dude.
Like to hear what I'm just doing here?
Yeah, absolutely.
And I was just sorry for I guess I grew up in places, so with cops,
Oh, sorry. I grew up in a place with cops. Okay, like all of us, right?
you do have some trespassing charges in the past. That's always
Sounds like.
Oh, he does have trespassing charges. Now, dude, this guy needs a lawyer super fast. Not just for Ben's sake, but for his own sake. Oh, why would you admit to the police officer you have trespassing charges? Oh, let's go back. Oh my god, he's simping so hard right now. Let's go back. Oh, because he's frowning right now. She has an upside down smile. So she's very upset at him. So he's got to convince her that he's a good guy by saying he's got trespassing charges in the past.
And I was just sorry for I guess I grew up in places, so with cops, I do have some trespassing charges in the past. That's always
Sounds like it. You guys are going on people's property and messing.
Oh, so Reckless Ben has now paid this guy, which he's shown, and he has trespassing charges in the past. But he wants the police to know that. Why would you tell the police this? Like, you're again, they're going to try to get it for you. You literally have trespassing charges in the past. Why would you inform the police? Because what they're going to try to get you. Oh, thanks again for the one gifted. Mr. Headroom is going crazy right now. This is crazy talk. Right? Like, it's like, come on, man. They're trying to get you for trespass. And like, yeah, I do trespass. And Reckless Ben told me.
Yeah.
That doesn't surprise me.
I guess.
look at the police officer. It doesn't surprise me.
This whole thing is really just filming.
My position is I just film.
So the YouTuber, he came in last night. He flew in. From I think LA or something like that. He just posted on his Instagram, "Hey, everyone's in Utah. I'm filming a video." He didn't go in.
Can you go back to the photo or to the video?
Oh no, go back to the video that you were filming him. Oh jeez. Oh jeez. Yeah, Headroom here's Max here, single-handedly funding the channel.
You get paid or something for this, or what?
Yeah, I get paid. I film for different creators around Utah. This just happened to come up as an opportunity for me to just make some extra money.
So you're exchanging a criminal record for money?
Oh, this is where the police get some. People are like, oh, you know, he's not doing anything. This is where the police is trying to bait him. So they put pressure on the individual. Maximum pressure has been put. He's not feeling very great right now. He's been caught in multiple lies about dating. He's feeling so bad right now. He's even admitted to having former trespass. Like, again, they didn't say, oh, if we check you up, are we going to find trespass? No. He just openly said, trespass. You know, and I filmed for YouTuber. And now look at the question from the lawyer. The lawyer's like, we got him. He's done. Let's go get Reckless Ben now.
What does that mean?
Well, I mean, like
You're getting charges.
You're getting charged for like trespassing and stuff for money. It's not really good.
Thank you for the $2, Maddo King. Yeah, stop. So it's not bad enough that he's showing private messages. He's running Reckless Ben under the bus. He's literally running himself over the bus, right? Yeah, the guy, look, he keeps looking at her. Dude, remember, the whole premise was he was going on a date, right? And the police like, nah, I don't think that's true.
You just said you have multiple trespassing charges, right?
Just with abandoned plate. Like, I go to abandoned places,
So
but I don't do that anymore.
You're filming for money for that? That's a bad idea is what I'm saying.
Oh, yes.
So the police have now got him, and they got him in his pocket. Yeah, yes, sir, I do trespass.
I've stopped doing that. It's just, that used to be my past.
Can you send this to me, that video?
Yeah, totally.
Can you send this to me, this video? So not only is the police screenshotting things, they got this guy so scared. Thanks for the one gifted. Soon everyone will be a member. Thank you, Max. They got this guy so scared, he's actually going to send videos now. So not only was it bad enough that he was letting this guy screenshot private messages between him and Reckless Ben, he's now going to send videos. Like, outside of, like, him literally giving his phone to the police have full reign over what they get from him.
Whatever he's dealing with Reckless Ben, that doesn't involve you. Mm-hmm. It doesn't need to involve you.
100%.
Right? Hey, can you get the contact for Reckless Ben from...
Oh, this is the other police. This is how they got Reckless Ben for stalking, okay? Because they probably got this guy to admit, yes, I was stalking Josh Johnson. And then they say, oh, who hired you? Oh, Reckless Ben hired me. Here's all the text. Okay, it's time. So remember, this is happening when the whole Josh Johnson, I'll just call him Josh. Josh is at his home with no shoes on, talking to the police, telling Amin, right? Dude, I think you can make a compelling argument that this is the reason Ben got charged for stalking. Because they have nothing else. They have nothing else, right? Crazy Sparkles. No, you can't get him for trespass, but you can put him enough pressure on him for him to give you enough information. So they're not interested in him. Their problem is not this guy. Their problem is Reckless Ben. How do we put Reckless Ben in jail? They just found a way. What if this guy admits that Reckless Ben hired him to stalk Josh and paid him money to do so? And that's the evidence they had. So, like, it seemed weird, right? Because Reckless Ben was not arrested solely for the GoFundMe. Okay? You cannot get arrested for a GoFundMe. You cannot. The GoFundMe gave them motive as to why he would be stalking. So, question 1, was Reckless Ben stalking Josh? Well, you have a person being paid by Reckless Ben, and if he is willing to say, yes, I was paid by Reckless Ben to stalk Josh at his home. Look at all the videos I took. I'll send them to you. Look at all the pictures I took. No, Reckless Ben was arrested for stalking. This is the law. This is what he was arrested for. The charge that he was arrested for, he was put in jail. He got out of jail due to bail. Right? But he was actually put in jail for a period of time until he was bailed out. So if you watch Reckless Ben's videos, you would probably know that. But I thought it was really weird because the whole conversation was about motive, but they didn't really have any proof of stalking. Right? Thanks, yeah. Thanks again, Max, for the one gifted. So the GoFundMe, it's far-fetched, right? But they needed something more. What I'm saying is, the GoFundMe alone wasn't enough, right? There had to be something more, right? There had to be something more. Shout out to Max again for the one gifted. And I think this is the more.
Okay, I'll be back over here in a second. I'm gonna go over to that other vehicle.
Oh, that's Josh. Oh, no. That's Josh. Okay, that's Josh. Okay, hold on.
It doesn't involve you. Mm-hmm. It doesn't need to involve you.
100%.
Right? Hey, can you get the contact for Reckless Ben from him? Okay, I'll be back over here in a second.
This is Josh. He's in a suit. He looks a lot cleaner here, but this is Josh. Because this is Josh's home. Yeah, this is Josh's home. This is Josh's red truck. This, like, his home is very unique because it has, like, this green thing. So this 100% is Josh. 100% is Josh. So Josh at this time is talking to the police, but he's wearing different clothing. So you have to assume this is either a different time or a different day.
I'm going to go over to that other vehicle. Yep.
Did they follow you from Josh?
Okay, so shout out to the civil rights lawyer. But yes, that is crazy stuff, guys. Okay, clearly he was intimidated. Look, let me put it this way. If the police told him, especially the female police, hey, we don't want to arrest you, Ben. We think you're a good Ben. Can you help us arrest Reckless Ben? You think that guy at this point in time says no? Oh, he initially called the police due to a fake delivery of rubber ducks. Yes, correct. He's being Josh Johnson, yes. Like, look, that is a bizarre video we just watched. It is an individual who folded so fast. It was, I mean, that was crazy. Like, do you really think at that point, if you said, hey, can you tell us, do you think Reckless Ben, did you stalk Josh? He probably said yes. Did Reckless Ben hire you to stalk Josh? Yes. Okay, we got Reckless Ben. we got Reckless Ben. So I think that's what, if the driver didn't fold, there's not enough. Even the GoFundMe is not enough. Yeah, the civil rights lawyer is amazing. Go watch his video. It's a really good video. But what evidence did they have at this time about stalking? The GoFundMe? It doesn't make any sense. If the GoFundMe was like motive for stalking, you still need to prove the stalking happened. So if you have motive, but nothing actually happened, at most it's like conspiracy or something like that, right? So like, what's going on here? They must have had some other evidence. It probably came from this guy. The police probably after asked him, hey, did you stalk Josh? He probably said, yeah, I did. And they said, oh, well, we don't want you to get in trouble. As long as you said it was Ben who told you to do so. Yeah, it was Ben. It was Ben. No, not me, Ben. Reckless Ben. Oh, cool. Are you willing to testify? Are you willing to, say that in front of my police camera? And at this point, if the police told him, we need you to say the sky is pink, the guy would just say the sky's pink. We need you to say it's nighttime. Oh, yeah, it's really nighttime. We need you to say, again, do you guys think at this point in time, if the police asked them to say something like, the sky is green, or the sky is like red, let's say, sometimes it's red, let's say the sky is green. You don't think he's going to say the sky is green at this point in time? They got this guy so bad. So bad. He's probably one of the reasons they arrested Reckless Ben. Like, yeah, if you ask this guy, do you think Reckless Ben has heroin on him? You don't think this guy at this exact moment would say yes? They got him. They got this guy.
Yo, what up?
Yeah, he just wants to go home. He is willing to say whatever it takes to drive away. He's willing to show private messages from him and Reckless Ben. He is, I think, a huge reason. Yeah, D+ student, absolutely. I think he's a huge reason they arrested him. Because, like, what other evidence do they have? Okay, shout out to Sheldon. We'll take a look at Sheldon's video. I think a lot of people... He just wanted to go on his date, yeah. Dude, what if he actually was on a date? And like a super hot model walked out of the room, right? Walked out of the house. How crazy would that be, right?
What up, everybody? Shout out to all the subscribers. Anyone new to the channel, what's up? Just gonna touch on, I probably won't be posting for... I'm going to Florida for an actual video. These are just, thrown together videos. They've been just my thoughts on the situation.
Oh, thank you for the Go trophy for Pink Queen.
I'd like to touch on, Amon is trying to steal the GoFundMe for Brian in the lawsuit. I think it's kind of unbelievable. And also, I'm going to touch on more Bricks and Minifigs lies, which has become, apparently my entire channel is just... I'm going to be able to create an entire... You guys lie so much, I'm creating an entire career off your lies. Like, that is how much lies there is in this. It just never stops. Every day, I find another Bricks and Minifigs lie. Between Ben's subreddit, between other YouTubers, it just has been non-stop. You guys have lied. You guys have lied to the police. You've lied. I mean, how many times I got to say the word lie? But it's like, does it ever stop? Nope, it doesn't. Here we go again with another lie. So in my last video, I touched on...
Yeah, like, your social security being doxxed is horrendous. Like, in America, those Indian scammers or wherever they are, like, my social security doxxed. What issues? Yeah, Yeah, it's people can start or attempt to start fake bank accounts in your name, run up the bill. They can do fake credit cards. Like, in America, your social security is like so important. And then the police is like, oh, whatever. Yeah, they can give you like terrible credit score. It's very important because you needed to get credit cards and mortgages and like, but who wants to do that, you know? Like, who wants to like spend the time to get a new social security? It could take months, if not like a year.
Brandon and Josh being fired, that was another lie.
Oh wow,
Brandon
okay.
wasn't.
I thought Brandon and Josh were fired, according to their official Bricks and Minifigs blog. That's news to me. I thought they were fired.
He was let go from a store. We already got shut down because they didn't. And yeah, the lawsuits, they found a way to finesse their.
Yeah, do they still own this store? Can anyone do some research? I've been told that they own this store here in Eugene, Oregon. So the one in Kaiser, Salem, Oregon got shut down. But I'm told that they own a second store, which is the Eugene, Oregon location.
Way out of it. But right after we sued them, the store shut down. And they claim it was due to viral videos. What viral video did you guys ever see about Brian getting his Lego stolen before the Lego video that has the store closed in it? So what?
Yeah, so this is a very good, Sheldon is smart. So remember, they closed the store down, and that was actually literally in Ben's first video. So they closed the store down before Ben even made one video on them. Yeah, their explanation is we closed the store down due to the viral video, but the close was already closed down because Ben was in his duck costume. If you guys remember, in Ben's first video, before this exploded, before anyone knew, before there was a single viral video, right? In Ben's first video, the store was actually already closed. So this is a very easy and shout out to Ben for the growth. I mean, he absolutely deserves it. This is very easy.
I mean, whatever has been begging me. Ben worked so well, it completely shut him down. But pretty quickly it sunk in that we are not the winners here. The only winners today is Bricks and Minifigs.
Oh, it's so sad. Brian Menzel is looking into the store. This is heartbreaking, you know. Yes, but according to Sheldon, who is Reckless Ben's friend, who's been in the videos, they actually didn't get kicked out, which makes sense because they own multiple stores.
Video. There is none. There's no viral video. YouTubers went after you guys, and you guys threatened lawsuits. And
yeah, the timeline doesn't make sense. You know, Ben's first viral video, which caused other YouTubers, this is his first video 2 weeks ago. Their store was already closed. So how could Ben travel in the future to film this? Ben, by filming this, and this exact image here, would be impossible if they closed due to viral. Again, they're trying to blame Ben, but the store was already closed even before Ben uploaded his first video.
You know, that's the story. That's the reality. That's the real, like, not Bricks and Minifigs. It's almost like they think they can just make up whatever. And it's like, well, I'm a CEO, so they're going to believe me. And it did work with the police, but it's not going to work with...
It absolutely worked with the police, yes. Once they heard it was Amen, the police literally had a physical reaction where he was like, wow. Oh, thanks for the flow state, Bax.
With the internet, you know, we're going to find out. So Brandon still is an owner of one of the stores. He hasn't been let go. That was corporate jargon, essentially. A bunch of nonsense. And then, like I said, they're trying to take the GoFundMe that's meant for Brian. So you guys stole his Legos, right? So let me get this straight. You guys steal his Legos, right? Okay, so now you stole from old people. Cool. Not really. Don't steal from old people. Unless you want right.
But, like, you know, I go back to, like, John Wick, right? The John Wick 1, where the main villain is, like, the basis of our company is based on the bodies that were buried by John Wick that day. So would you be surprised would you be shocked to know that the original... So, Amon and his brother Matt were not the original founders of Bricks and Minifigs. The original founders of Bricks and Minifigs, the first thing they did, the reason they founded this store, this franchise, was to steal from old people. Also, they're deleting videos, by the way. They're going after multiple channels. I'll prove it to you. They're going after multiple channels, and they're deleting videos. So they deleted this video here. So they're still on YouTube, deleting videos, and it's a whole thing. But, like, the entire premise of Bricks and Minifigs... I'm going to play this with no pause.
Kind of a funny story. The founders of the brand, and obviously I'm not one of the founders, but the founders of the brand were two gentlemen, two fathers up in the Pacific Northwest area, whose kids had kind of fallen in love with Lego as a product. And these two fathers were constantly looking for Lego that they could get, more economically for their kids and so forth. And so they really kind of took a deep dive into...
More economically. Okay.
Individually, separately from one another, into kind of the online world. And so both had kind of been thinking to themselves, like, hey, I wish there was a better way of doing this. Well, one night, both of them...
I wish there was a way that we could get Legos cheaper, essentially. Okay, listen to it. This came from an interview. It's been deleted. We have the interview somewhere in Discord. The interview in its entirety. So this is a clip of an interview that he did. The interview in its entirety, we have a shit ton of stuff in Discord. Like, in our Discord today, which I can't open because we have, stuff that, I shouldn't be making public right now. We have so much stuff in Discord.
Had been called out to an elderly lady's home.
An elderly lady's home?
To buy some Lego, a collection that she had, kind of amassed and was ready to let go of. And so they both were excited about this kind of large collection, and they show up there, and then there's somebody else sitting there like, oh, hey, she offered it to me at this price. Well, no. And so then she started like, well, maybe if you offer me a little bit more money, I'll let you have it, and then the other person, well, wait a second, I'd like some of this stuff. I'd like an opportunity. And so they were clearly, they never really verified whether or not it truly was like an intentional setup to start a bidding war, but that's definitely what it was turning into. And she was trying to take advantage of that opportunity. And so as she went into the back room,
yes, she was trying to take advantage of the opportunity. Listen how happy, look, from the tone, I want you guys, we're going to play the rest of this. From the tone, I want you to listen how happy he is when the old person feels sad. Okay? When the elderly woman feels crestfallen that, these guys are scheming against her. Listen how happy Amen is.
They said, you know what? There's a lot here. There's stuff that I'm sure you don't want. There's stuff that I want that, let's just go with the original offer, buy it, and then we'll divvy it up ourselves. We'll both get, a good price and everything. And so then she came back in and they're like, hey, you know what? We've decided, we're both just going to buy it together and keep the same price. And she was just crestfallen. But
she was just crestfallen. And the guy was like, oh, that sucks, right? But listen how happy this guy is. Listen how, the elderly, crestfallen, amazing.
That was kind of the way that... that they met.
He's laughing. Oh, so hilarious. Certainly, this is a great story for our brand, right?
John and David, John Masick and David Ortiz. And so then as they were divvying it up, they kind of were telling each other their stories, and they ended up, becoming pretty good friends, and they started talking about how...
Hey, do you like taking advantage of the elderly and making them crestfallen? I do too. Maybe we should start a store.
They both dreamed about, opening up a retail store. One of them had...
Yeah, the heartwarming story of how Bricks and Minifigs first started. Look, the person interviewing him feels so bad. It's like, aww. And he's like, ha ha ha, and that's where we got our start. It's like, come on, man. That's why a normal human wouldn't want an elderly person by herself. It doesn't seem like she has a husband or any of that stuff, right? It's an elderly woman inviting two dudes to her home, hoping to get a little bit more money. And these two dudes are like, nah. I don't even think the elderly person has a husband, because the husband would be here, right? See, these are two strangers coming to her home to look at Legos. If she had a husband, and the husband was still alive... you would think that he would be there as well, right? So this is an elderly person whose husband may or may not have died, started collecting Legos for a long time. Does this sound familiar? Like, this is Brian Menzel, no? But like, you know, a female version of Brian Menzel, an elderly person collecting Legos to help with their life because they enjoy it. Maybe they need money for some reason. So they decide to sell their Legos to two random dudes who come in. She's hoping to get a fair price. And she's crestfallen. Thank you, Max. And she's absolutely crestfallen when she doesn't. And the guy's like, "Aww." And this guy's like, "Ha." He literally laughs. Okay. He literally laughs. Where's that?
We decided, like we're both just gonna buy it together and keep the same price, and she was just crestfallen. But that was kind of the way that.
Look, he's that. That was kind of the way. The dude interviewing him has the real he's like, "Aw," because it sucks, right? You're not gonna give a single elderly woman who's collecting Legos a little extra. And just, I mean, his reaction to it, I mean, it should tell you everything you need to know.
Going on a crusade with all his friends to get, I don't know.
Yeah, I had a dentist appointment at 2:30, so I moved, like, my entire schedule for my dentist appointment, and then he canceled last moment. It sucked. And then I had to reschedule for, like, 2 weeks from now. So we can go forever now, if we want. So I had cleared out my entire schedule for my dentist. Then my dentist said, today, of all days, so like, again, I normally have like other stuff to do, like, not gonna like go over what I need to do. Yes, this is Megan calling you from Trinity Dental. I'm calling you about your appointment that we have scheduled for 3 p.m. Our doctors that we have for today has canceled. So, yes. We can go until 5 if we wanted to. We could go until 5. So, technically, it was like 3 o'clock was my appointment. But I still have to eat lunch, right? I still have to eat lunch. No, I didn't cancel. They canceled me. So, I still have to eat lunch. So, I was thinking, like, okay, at most, we just, like, 2 o'clock and, yeah, the dental clinic. Oh, wow, squid spaghetti. Thank you for the 5 gifted. But we can go until, the cows come home today. Because I had cleared my entire schedule. Oh, yeah, let's get to 1K. Let's keep doing, guys. I cleared my entire schedule because I thought I was heading to the dentist. Which is not happening anymore.
I guess I wouldn't call it a crusade. I mean, kind of, we traveled all around trying to get these Legos back. And it's funny, all they had to do was give the Legos back, so I think there even being a lawsuit is...
Yeah, shout out to Squid Spaghetti. Yeah, they canceled on me, like, super last moment. Like, so I was like, But anyway, it just means we get a longer stream today. Yeah, Goosey, yeah, let's effing go, Squid Spaghetti. Thank you guys so much. Why didn't they just give the Legos back? Imagine you are a franchisee, and let me read it. This is sad. This is my local bricks and mortar. This is my local bricks and mortar, by the way. I kind of want to support. I was going to do this thing with my intern, and then I felt bad. We still might do it, but, we can't do it now because it's just so... Oh, I call it bricks and mortar. Shit. My land. This is my local. This is the one I actually go to because my wife's nephew goes here. So, they got robbed. I'm just going to read you. I think it's worth reading. Yesterday reminded us of how lucky we are to be part of this neighborhood. The messages on social media, I called them and left them a good message. So that's all I did. I know people don't want me to do this, but I feel bad for them. This is my local Bricks and Minifig. My wife's aunt and her nephew, they live in Bel Air. This is the one that we go to. Okay. So I did leave a message, and I said, you know what, I'm going to go, next time we're there, I am going to, buy, you know, a figure I was looking at. I was going to buy some Ahsoka figures, because I like the show. During this difficult, uncertain time, you wrapped us in support, encouragement, love, and generosity. Yes, are these people paying money to corporate? Yes. I've never met the wife before, but I met this guy and I met the son before. It is a wife, a husband, and a son. This is the son. This is the son. This is the husband. This is the guy. This is the guy who broke in and stole. Was he a vigilante? Was this always going to happen? Was he looking for an opportunity to steal? I don't know. It's unknown what was happening, but this is what happened. This is the dad. This is I mean, again, like, well, this is you know, you might not like me to say this, but this is like a small family. This is a mom. The mom is there. I've never seen the mom because we don't go like every day. I just go whenever her nephew wants to, you know, buy some minifigs for himself. Yeah, it sucks. You know, what can I say? It sucks.
If you gave the Legos back, we would have stopped. That was the only goal. The entire...
Yeah, the amount of damage they have done to the franchisees who are innocent. I met the dad. We talked for like half an hour about like Lego mystery figs. Not a bad guy, right? And his son was working the register at the time we're talking. These are people who will talk to you because they actually like, no, I'm saving up for the Pokemon Lego set. Yes, I'm saving up for this. Let me show you what I want. There's an Eevee one and a Pikachu one. I don't really want that one. I don't want this one. I want this one. It's only $60, but I want this one. There's a Pikachu, but I do know what you mean. You mean the Charizard or the... I can't afford this one. I need to, like, save up for this. I can't afford this right now. I'm not allowed to buy this right now. You know, like, when you have kids, like, I'm not allowed to buy this. This is, like, $700 with tax. It would be cool to get it, but holy shit, $700. I will get the Eevee, though. The Eevee is reasonable. My kid loves Eevee. She's not quite old enough to do Legos, but we'll probably get this. I saw this. I saw it for sale at Barnes & Noble, and I was going to buy it at Barnes & Noble because I have, like, a membership, whatever. And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to save this money, and the next time I'm visiting, and we visit at least once a month, the next time we visit, I'll just buy this from them. So, I like the Eevee one. I think I'm going to buy it. I actually looked at Barnes. I was at Barnes & Noble the other day. And I looked at it, and I really thought about, yeah, do I want to just buy it now? Or should I, wait? And I thought, yeah, I'll wait. Yeah, Eevee is the best. Yeah, Eevee is the best. Eevee's so popular.
Anytime I brought up something really funny, Ben would be like, that's super funny.
Yeah, my kid is not even 2. There's no way in hell he can make the Lego figures. So I have to put them together.
But it doesn't help us get the Legos back at all. So it's like, even if you came up with the funniest thing in the whole world, it doesn't matter if it doesn't help us get back the Legos. So that was the only goal, you know, and now they're like, okay, we'll give...
Oh, WM, I have not seen the Rayquaza one. Holy shit. Rayquaza. No, I haven't seen the Rayquaza one. I might get saved... Oh, how much is this? $1,000? Dude, like, I mean, like, you know, like, this is... Oh, I love it. This is the trainer. This is the trainer from the game. I like the Mega Stone. That's cool. I like it. It's not a Rayquaza. It's actually a Mega Rayquaza. Holy shit. How much is it going to be? Does anyone know? Oh, yeah, this is a trainer. Looks like Guy Sensei. Oh, God. Yes, he does look like Guy Sensei. It's so bad. Oh, so you played a game. How much? Okay. How much is it? $130. Okay, $130 I can afford. Guys, I can afford $130, okay? $700, like, God, $700 is so much money for a Lego figure.
Back, But now, you know, Amon is using his Sith money-stealing powers, and he's just zapping the GoFundMe. He's like, I want that GoFundMe. You know, he's drooling. He's salivating, dude.
Goosey, wasn't it a RT USA that bought a super complicated Lego set for his son, but ended up opening on Christmas Day before his son could get to... Yeah. Like, you know, kind of like you say, like, it's an excuse to be a parent, right? So your kid is a really good excuse to buy stuff you don't need. So you can be like, oh, well, we need this Eevee because, of course, Farina would like it. But, like, you know, in reality, you're the one building it, and you're the one who likes it more.
He's fiending. You know, since all this public stuff, you know...
Yeah, he's done... You know, again, so the Lego figure at 60% consignment, let's be honest, I don't think the Lego figure was $200,000. That's kind of the marketing number they want to throw out. For $100,000 or less, AM McNeff has tanked a $400 million company. Let me repeat this again. For less than $100,000, right? This guy, there's customers fighting customers. There's customer blood literally on the floor. There's stores being robbed. It is not worth the 7%, right? So in terms of how much money was lost, so let's say it was like 100,000. Again, 100,000 generous because they did sell some of it and give some of the money. Okay, so $1.4 million of revenue is what had to be lost, which I think it was absolutely lost, by 300 stores. So we divide by 300. So each store had to lose $4,700, let's call it $4,800 of revenue from this disaster. At the 7%. I'm not even talking about the 10%. I'm talking about the 7%, right? So corporate would have recovered the $100,000 as long as each store doesn't lose less than $5,000. I can promise you the store in Meyerland, having talked to the owner over the last 20 days, 25 days, has lost way more than $5,000. His door was broken. His multiple Lego figures were stolen. I can tell you that more than $5,000 of Lego figures were stolen from his store. So we're not even talking about the 300 stores, bricks and minifigures. I'm talking about the damage Amon Neff did to one store. Just, you know, I guess that's a question that we all have is like, wouldn't it be easier? And they actually asked Amon, if you could go back in time, would you pay the $100K to make this problem go away? Amon said no. He was talking about justice and all this stuff, and it's crazy to me. For $100K is nothing to a $400 million company.
Amon has not been able to, you know, his addiction, it's starting to get out of control. You know, that's why I was saying he needs like a recovery program, Steal from Old People Anonymous. You know, he could be the one and only member. I mean, I'm sure Josh and Brandon are probably fiending too, but they didn't even actually get fired, so there's probably more stealing from...
That's the point that no one, like, understands is, like, Josh is a really bad CEO. Oh, Billy, just think of the goodwill they could have bought. Yeah, no, so, yeah, flip it. Billy thinking from a commercial standpoint. They bought as a company for $50 to $75K if it would have make this go away than originally. Yeah. So imagine instead of all these videos saying, oh, he's stealing from old people, they say, oh, Bricks and Minifigs is really awesome, and they weren't in the wrong. They blamed Crystal, right? And they refunded all this money. So so we are always talking about the negative impact, but what about the positive impact for the brand? Right? What about how positive this would look? How positive this would look for the Bricks and Minifigs corporate if they stepped in and said, you know what, we don't know if this is our fault or not, but if it is our fault, we apologize. If it's not, here's the money anyway. Yeah, Billy Smart. Yeah, that's what they should have. So we always focus on the negativity and the. But what if you like spun it around? So you understand that advertising the Lego set for marketing, and they're big on marketing, right? They're saying you have to spend 1%. You have to give us 1% to do marketing for you. You have to spend another 3% of gross revenue, which is a lot, right? A month on local marketing, whatever that means. What is this worth as a marketing tool? Right? Let's say what is this worth as a marketing tool for them? So again, I think, yeah, it's very easy to get caught up in the negative. But what about the positive stuff? Wow, how many times would they post that? If they posted like 20 times for selling Brian Minzel's Lego figure, you can only suppose they're posting 100 plus times when they make him whole. So yeah, very good point is like we always focus on how this has adversely affected the franchisees. But imagine how awesome that would be and if it would actually benefit the franchisees. Right? If they could tell people, hey, we're a legit company and, you know, if our customer has a problem, we do everything even beyond to make sure that they're whole, right?
Going on, you know what I mean? In my opinion. And that's, you know, allegedly. But, you know, not really, because they did steal Brian's Legos.
Yeah, if you're like a business school major in college, or high school or something, I think like you could actually calculate the money by using like similar cases, in terms of like what the positive reaction would be.
And yeah, it's just it's unfathomable. You know, you guys are gonna.
But like $100K for Goodwill is nothing. They have 300 stores. They have 300 stores. Billy says we pay $1,500 a month on marketing. One positive store that goes viral. It's price. Yeah, exactly. So 100K might be a lot for one store, but why don't you use your 1% national advertising and then just pay the 100K out of that? Because that would apply to every one of your 300 stores. And then suddenly it's not that much money anymore because you had 300 stores, right?
Again, I mean, it's just like, is there a single truth they have told, you know, between all the lies against Ben? Which, being witness to it and then hearing the lies is even crazier. You know, it's like, oh, he made all these crazy threats and did all this, and it's like, hey, can we get back the Legos you stole from this guy? And then it's like, here's proof. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. And then we laughed when we got to the elevator.
So the crazy part is if Amon actually has proof, let me blow your minds and say this. What if this guy actually has proof? He's just like so arrogant and like egotistic. He's not like, he doesn't show it until like discovery. This case will, no, goodwill is what we term like advertising goodwill, right? Goodwill is like how people feel about your company, not goodwill. Like not goodwill the store. Goodwill is a term that we use in business to say, okay, we had this party for everybody. We gave out some free Legos. It doesn't appear on the balance sheet, but when you sell the company, often you sell it with goodwill because your reputation, your brand, it's a little different than like goodwill the store.
That was basically it. Yeah, that was the whole
interaction. Yes, Lizzie's correct. Yes, it's intangible value. It's never going to show up in the cash register, but it does exist. For instance, Coca-Cola. People love Coca-Cola. So their value of their trademarking company is very much on goodwill. Yes, if you feel positive about a company and you're willing to go there again and again and again, because that would be what goodwill means, right?
Definitely nothing crazy or any And yeah, you've got this kangaroo court RICO case that's going to get completely thrown out. I mean, I don't even know what's going to happen. I just know Brandon Best is still on the store for Oregon.
So here's why I don't think the kangaroo case, RICO case, is going to get thrown out. BAM, CEO is Mormon. The lawyers they hired are Mormon. And the judge will likely be Mormon. I think they might give it a go.
In Oregon, it's like 100 miles away in Oregon. Eugene, it's Eugene, Oregon.
Yeah, Eugene, Oregon, yes.
Owners. So they only publicly kicked him out, but they aren't actually fired. And also there's like a bunch of other franchises coming forward saying they did this exact same thing to them. And here's a little backstory about being Sheldon, right?
Actually, correction, D+ student. It wasn't Joss on the phone. It was, Brandon was like on the phone, but it was somebody called Kai McAllister from corporate. So it was corporate taking over the liabilities.
Sheldon's dad had his own, and it's called a hostile takeover, right? And it's where someone kicks you out of your own business. It's hostile. It's a takeover. You have no choice. My dad teamed up with some guys and started his own business. And like my childhood up to this point was like really good. We had money, like, nothing like crazy, but like I could actually afford stuff. And then they did
so people confused. It wasn't Joss on the phone with Brandon when they were kicking out Crystal. It was actually corporate. I thought it was Amon, but it wasn't Amon. It was this guy called Kai McAllister who works at corporate, who was like 22 or 24 at the time.
My dad got all the loans in his name because he had perfect credit. And his business partners did a hostile takeover because there was two of them and one of him, I guess. I was really young. And then we were just like unbelievably poor for like the rest of my life. And it's like these guys did the exact same thing to Brian.
So what they're doing isn't like new, right? They didn't discover. Joss isn't the first, or Amon is not the first franchisor to discover this. You can put your franchisees in debt, charge them interest, then just continuously. What you're making isn't just the franchisee fee. You're making the interest payments, right? So it would be very interesting to open up their books and Discovery, and then to figure out how much money they make from franchise fees, and then how much money they make from interest payments, and vendors, and so on. It would be very interesting to, in Discovery to find that information out, because it wouldn't shock me if Bricks and Mortars made more money from interest on the franchisees than they did on actually like running a Lego business.
And these owners that happened to my dad, so it's just irritating. It's like I know these kind of guys exist and stuff, but it's like to see it in this scale, and then I highly doubt anyone but my dad got screwed. It's just everyone across the board in this situation is just getting screwed. And then Bricks and Minifigs thinks, well, they made a GoFundMe to replace the stuff we stole, so now we're going to steal the GoFundMe. And it's like, if you guys steal that GoFundMe, do you realize, the amount of PR that will cause if you take that money we raised for Brian? You might as well close.
So, one of my mom's favorite movies growing up, we used to watch this movie a lot, was Pretty Woman. And what the guy does in Pretty Woman is he buys a company that is like really doing well, and then he sells the parts off. So have you seen the movie Pretty Woman with Julia Roberts? The guy, this guy here, I forgot what his name, Richard Gere. Yes, Richard Gere was Edward Lewis. What he does essentially, and again, look at the movie. The movie was in 1990. It sounds almost exactly what they're trying to do. They buy the business, they hostile take over the business, then they take all the Legos and sell the assets, and whatever is left, right? Again, this has existed for a very long time. This idea of a hostile takeover, and then I'm going to sell, and then everyone loses their job, by the way. Crystal loses her job. Amanda loses her job. Everyone loses their job because then they're selling the pieces. They don't want to run the store at this point. They want to sell the pieces. So if you watch Pretty Woman, the Richard Gere character is basically doing the same thing. Hostile takeover.
Bro, I'm just saying, you know, if you steal the GoFundMe made for the guy you guys stole from, it can't get any more ironic than that. Like, are you serious? And publicly you're saying you want to resolve stuff, but yet you're coming after the GoFundMe. Huh. Wow, I wonder where your intentions are, Amon. Gee, you know, let's sue for the GoFundMe for the guy to rectify the stuff we stole. Does that sound like a good idea?
Okay, full pause. Even if he doesn't get the GoFundMe, Brian Menzel, the reason that Ben is making sure all this money goes to Brian Menzel, is because of the lawyer fees. Support bank. So this Reckless Ben, okay, that's a different one. So I think it's raised like quite a bit of money. Oh, this is is this even associated with Ben or not? I don't know what this is, but the GoFundMe should be for Brian Menzel, right? The 10th. Oh, the dentists are against Reckless Ben. Look at the dentist. Reckless Ben did a lot of harm to Brian Menzel's Lego case. Oh, wow. You know, wow. I don't know where the GoFundMe is right now, but can I just do this? Oh, here. Okay, this is another GoFundMe. Wow, there's a shit ton of GoFundMes, guys. Where's the official GoFundMe? I don't know. But I think they raised $400,000. $400,000. Oh, if that's a meme subreddit, that's fine. But like, I hope people look. There are actual people, and I like Scott. I like Scott. Scott comments sometime on my videos. I sometimes comment on Scott's videos. But I think he's wrong here. So Scott Shaver is on a rampage against Reckless Ben. See, this is his videos. The truth about Reckless Ben and the Lego scandal. Reckless Ben admits he was wrong, and I was right. So again, from the thumbnails, you probably know these are not like really positive videos about Reckless Ben. Maybe someday we'll go over these videos. We have so much to cover all the time. And it's kind of like always like very new. But the reason they just didn't stop at 120 or 200 is legal fees. So even if Amon is not trying to directly steal the GoFundMe, he's trying to force Brian Menzel to hire lawyers, and those lawyers would be paid from the GoFundMe, if that makes sense. So it's an indirect way to, quote, punish or send a message to Brian Menzel and his family that if you mess with me, I don't care how much money you get from GoFundMe, I'm going to drain all of it in legal fees.
Anybody, unless you're just some supervillain who it's just like no sense of justice, or I don't know. I don't even know how to, like, the amount of just corruption and bad we've stumbled upon is just unfathomable. And it's a Lego store. Like, dude, are you guys, like, drug dealers have more integrity than these guys by leaps and bounds. I would have trusted a drug dealer with that many Legos 100 times over. They would have been like, shit, I make, you know, and it was a 35% consignment. Shit, I make 70 bands and I just got to sell this. Shit.
Yeah, so again, this sounds like Pretty Woman, right? What they do is they do a hostile takeover of a company that is currently working, that, you know, there's employees, managers. Then they close the store down, and then they divvy the inventory. And it's the franchisee that's on the hook for the lease and so on, typically speaking.
Get out of here, bro. You know, easy. I don't even got to do nothing. Just sell it, bro. Easy. Done, bro. Sweet deal. No drug dealer. I guess some would, but 99% of the time, even criminals would have been like, that's a fair deal. Like, I'm not really going to, mess someone over on that. I make 70 bands. You know what I'm saying? For doing nothing, basically. Instead, Josh was like, nah, I'm going to steal it all. And then Amon's like, yeah, let's steal it all. It's just, it's just ridiculous. It's childish. And the amount of mental toll they've taken on Brian, I don't know. It's just, you guys have seen it. Brian was, and I just went back on his old post and he's like, the mental strain this has taken on me. And then someone commented, it's been a whole year, Brian.
Yeah. Okay, so let me tell you how much this sucks for Brian. Everyone's saying, oh, he raised all this money, he must be good and ready to go. Let me explain, there's a scenario, and again, I don't want to, I guess, I will say the things that people are afraid to say. Right now, Brian is being sued by a big law firm. This big law firm is very scary. The reason Brian didn't sue to begin with, because he didn't want to end up in a lawsuit. His dad is 83 years old. The last thing that you want his dad to do is end up in the law. Again, I think the reason Brian, before meeting Reckless Ben, was not okay. You're never going to be okay with this situation. But he was, understanding of it, that he's not going to get his Legos back and stuff. He didn't want to go through a lawsuit for multiple years when his dad is 83 years old. That was a decision that he made. Then he met Reckless Ben. And now he is being sued. I'm not saying this is Reckless Ben's fault. What I am saying is that it is a direct result of this whole story just going, right? So you might say, oh, that's a lot of money. I, having been through my own lawsuit, can tell you it's not. Depending on the length of the lawsuit, depending on how many claims they have. And now he's being sued. Right?
And so it's like, how are we even getting sued if you guys completely ignored it and were like, well, he can't do anything about it. And now that the internet...
Yes. Brian, good point. Brian did talk to lawyers before. And basically the lawyers told him, you're going to run out of money. Sarah, I'm going to try. The chat is moving pretty fast. I don't see it. The case in the beginning, the only way they could afford to fight was going viral. Of those questionable things, we wouldn't be here. Yeah, so this is exactly the argument you would make against Scott, right? So Scott's argument, which is worth looking at, and I like Scott. This guy's entire argument is the vice versa of what you just said. He's kind of nitpicking where Ben went wrong. Ben did do things that were legally wrong. Okay, I think we can all admit this. So kind of was... The question is it okay to do those things if... And Ben did lie about certain things in his videos. But is it okay about doing those things and lying about those things if the bigger goal is achieved and we see what's happening with the police department, which is huge. That's a whole nother story by itself. And we see what's happening with Bam and the Almon. This is a discussion for another day. Because we have to play Scott's. You have to really watch his channel to understand that there is a counter to and the counter is, did Reckless Ben make things worse? Right? And that is a discussion that we should talk about. To have an honest discussion about. Yes, correct. To expose corruption, you have to do a few corrupt things yourself. Is it fair then? And this is a very interesting discussion legally. This is an incredibly interesting discussion from a legal perspective.
They're like, oh, well, now they're doing something about it, so now we got to fix it. So you guys got caught. Now you're fixing it. Now you're suing us for bringing it to light. It makes no sense in any capacity whatsoever. And it just keeps making you guys look worse. Your guys' only option is to apologize, throw someone under the bus, which you guys couldn't even correctly do. You didn't even fire Brandon, bro. He still owns the Eugene, Oregon store. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, it is unfathomable to me.
Yeah, it's exactly like Robin Hood. It's exactly like Robin Hood.
That, this level of just greed, and I know this is just another rant, but I just don't know what else to say. I mean, other than that, you guys suck, man. Like, literally,
Yeah,
dude, you guys are like some of the worst dudes, man. Just unbelievable. And it just... There's no universe where I would take any of these actions. I would just give the guys Legos back. Like, we're a multi-million-dollar corporation, dude. Why would we steal one guy's Legos that is part of his family's savings? You know what I mean? It's absurd. But that's basically all I got. I won't be posting for a while. The next video is a banger. I did start a Patreon. As everyone was asking.
Yeah, shout out to this guy. Like, all of them need lawyers. Not just Brian Menzel. All of them need lawyers, including Ben. Oh. Okay, so what's going on? Where's the Patreon? Maybe somebody tell him his Patreon. I think this is what happens to YouTube when you leave a link. That, when you copy and paste the link, it doesn't work. So I'm guessing, it didn't work. Okay, so he has a Patreon. It's not working at this moment. But yeah, all of them need Patrons. All of them need Patrons because it's not just Brian who's going to hire a lawyer. Reckless Ben needs to hire a lawyer. Victor Nguyen is specifically named. So you might be like, oh, this guy's name is not in there. He is. It's called Doge 1 to 15. So even though Amon doesn't know your exact name, he will find out in Discovery because he'll ask Ben, who was that guy? Who is this guy? And they literally have his social security, okay? So if they wanted to get his name, they could definitely get his name. So yes, likely, maybe 95%, he will also be sued because in the lawsuit that was filed in Utah, it is Does 1 to 15. He is one of those Does.
I linked it. I'm going to link it in this comment and stuff.
Victor Nin is the Asian guy. So he was named, actually, they named him by name. This is, Reckless. Victor Ben is everywhere. Reckless Ben. Victor Nguyen. Victor Nguyen. He's the one who's like Victor, you guys should know Victor. He's Asian. This is Victor. This is Victor Nguyen.
It kind of sucks that corporate...
This is Victor right here. And the Chick-fil-A gay shirt. Yeah, he was in the first video. Yeah, Victor's he's Vietnamese. That's Victor. So he by name is being sued. The only reason they haven't named him is they don't actually know what his name is at the time of the lawsuit. Yeah, this is Victor.
Isn't that great? It does have a spoiler for me and Ben's crazy next video. It's not the Lego video. This one...
Oh, not the Lego video.
Me and Ben teamed up like how Danny and him usually do, and I'm super proud of it. I killed it. One of Ben's best videos, probably. It's going to be sick. So go check it out. I mean, you can see how hype I am, and once you see the whole video, you're like, wow, it makes sense he was this hype. Because what we did is so intense, dude. But yeah, you can check it out there. It's only like 6 seconds, dude, but that's like basically the end of the video, so I kind of just teased the end of the video.
Oh, where is it?
Not really. There's still more that happens after that.
Where is the end of the video?
It's after I figured out we had succeeded in our mission. And yeah, I was unbelievably hyped. And then I've got, spoiler for my next video down there. It's a call with the influencers team I infiltrated and stuff. It's pretty funny. I act just completely moronic. But yeah, you can check it out. But that's the update. See you guys. I'll post a really, really good video soon. But that one's gonna take a while, so I don't think I'll unless which scenario that Amon will lie again. I don't team Reckless Ben truths. See you guys. Yeah, also shout out to everyone on Patreon. I bought this new Super Fire mic with all the donations I got. It's going to help a lot, which honestly, the mic was 3 times as much I've made on Patreon. But at least for the first time in a year, I have actually been able to cover a single expense for content creation. And I actually like genuinely super appreciate it.
Yeah, I mean, no more Denons, guys. We're done, Denons. We're done. We don't need to talk about until there actually is a conclusion of the case. Fine. Yeah, post is a Patreon. I tried to click on the Patreon, but it didn't work. So I don't know. There's like a lot of fake patrons and stuff. Maybe I just like Google his name. Yeah, I'll post his Patreon. I'll do a little bit of work here since he did give us the video. Okay. Patreon. Yeah. Okay. It's so hard. Where do you find this stuff? Like, I don't know. I cannot find any of this stuff. Oh, here. Oh yeah, here. Okay.
Everybody, it's your boy Sheldon.
Okay, maybe we can click here. No, I don't have permission for the, so I tried. I tried. I mean, I tried. I don't think you can try more than that. I'm guessing it's just not working right now. Yeah, I can't find his Patreon, guys. I clicked 2 different videos, 2 different links. Oh, his GoFundMe. Yeah, I can't even find his Patreon anymore, so no, when I Google it. All right, but shout out to Sheldon. We'll continue to support him. We'll probably have a link to his Discord. Yeah, you can send it, but I don't know if chat does it. I don't know what chat does, right? Yeah, I don't think links work in chat for whatever reason. Okay, so we still have this from tomorrow to cover. I'm going to go eat because I feel a little faint right now. I have been going for 3.5 hours, which is a record for us. But yeah. All right, good talk, good talk. Good talk, good talk. Yeah, no, I'm not in Europe. I'm in Houston. Good talk, good talk. If you want 24-hour 7 coverage of Reckless Ben situation in real time, you can join our Discord channel. Anyway, yeah, my blood sugar is failing. I am, thank you for the turtle. We're going to end the broadcast and see everyone with more stuff tomorrow. Like, we have at least this much to go over. And I'm sure tomorrow there will be new breaking news. So we will cover Reckless Ben again tomorrow, more likely than not.